a peaceful end, but at this situation, we're going to be in a stalemate, long-term standoff possibly.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Fox News Now. Pilar Arias here with you this Wednesday afternoon. We had to do some stream maintenance, so thanks for bearing with us. You are taking a live look at a pursuit of somebody in a alleged stolen U-Haul truck in the Los Angeles area. Now, we're not getting a whole lot of details at this time, but the truck has been stopped there for a while, and you can see officers there waiting for the suspect. Not quite sure if it is a he or a she to get out of the truck. Again, this is a regular U-Haul pickup truck. This is not one of the box trucks. Of course, viewer discretion is advised here. Again, let me try to see if I can get some more information for you, but we'll listen in to the reporter out there.
Back half a block or so, and they may bring in a crisis negotiator as well, being that there is time now. They do have time on their side. We've seen that in the past as well, to try to get these two individuals to safely surrender and bring this to a peaceful conclusion. But this, again, could be a long-term situation. LA County Sheriff's helicopter circling overhead. And this is a situation, too, and this has been very controversial. We saw one of the first drones being deployed by a law enforcement agency. That was the Redondo Beach Police Department at the termination of a pursuit that did turn into a situation like this, where the driver just didn't want to give up. His car was disabled, spun out off the road, and he still didn't want to give up. And they brought in the drone, and they got that drone right up against the windshield of that vehicle and were able to survey the vehicle enough so that they felt that they could go in and grab that guy and not have to worry about him having a weapon at that point and opening fire. There's a K-9 unit there now as well. So this would be a situation where a drone would be useful. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure if there is communication available inside the cab of that.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pilar Arias here with you with Fox News Now. You are taking a live look at this kind of a stakeout situation in the Los Angeles area. We're told that what appears to be a man stole this U-Haul pickup truck, and now officers are just waiting for him to comply with demands and get out of the vehicle here. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, thanks so much. We always stream on the Fox 10 Phoenix YouTube page, and then we are on Extra, which is channel 45 on rabbit ears or digital antenna, and cable channel 9. Again, thanks for watching Fox News Now, but viewer discretion is advised while police try to wait for whoever this is to get out of this alleged stolen U-Haul.
It's going to need a little bit of work, yeah. And you see the 1995, these rentals are so popular. And again, it's unclear where this vehicle was allegedly stolen from. We know it was in Bell Gardens, in the community of Bell Gardens. That's why Bell Gardens is the lead agency. And you see their police units right up against the back end of this pickup truck. That whether or not it was stolen just from a residential area, commercial area, or from a U-Haul facility, we just don't know at this time. All we know now is from the LA County Sheriff's Department. We definitely know there's a female driver, a male occupant, both possibly with some sort of mental illness and both possibly under the influence. And communication has been made with the female driver's sister. That's all we know. We know that Bearcat, an armored vehicle on the way, a special weapons team on the way here to deal with this, to box that vehicle in perhaps, to get right up against it and hopefully force these two out, but force them out in a peaceful way. The Sheriff's Department was talking to the driver's sister. It's unclear if there's been any communication made between either of the occupants, the female driver, the male occupant, and anybody on the outside. That's unclear at this time, but we do know, obviously, the sister of the driver of this vehicle knew that this car was stolen, because you can't just automatically assume that your sibling's driving this vehicle unless she was able to get just close enough of a picture, a media picture, to determine such. So she knew that this vehicle was allegedly stolen by her sister, and then gave that information to the Bell Gardens Police Department and the LA County Sheriff's Department. Yeah, just as a precaution at this time, and again, they're they're taking their time. They're dealing with this in such a way now that they do know a little bit more about the occupants. And that's what we said earlier. Each situation is handled differently. We see agencies handle things differently. And regardless of if they know who they're dealing with, sometimes agencies act with more force. They go after it. They've already endangered, these people have already endangered the public, and they want to bring this to an end and bring these a suspect or suspects into custody. And we've seen that often. We've seen situations like this too, where they know a little bit more information about the individuals, and they're going to handle it more gingerly. And that's what we have here in front of the Chevy dealer in Montebello, here on Whittier Boulevard. Whittier Boulevard, east and westbound, completely shut down here. Yeah, it looks like it, and we just got a little bit more information. The passenger on parole for stealing another vehicle. So there you go. We know a little bit more. So a felon, obviously, and you know, stole another vehicle here, or was an accomplice to grand theft auto here in the community of Montebello.
Again, everybody, welcome to Fox News Now. Pilar Arias here with you this Wednesday afternoon. Viewer discretion is advised here. We got reports that somebody stole this U-Haul pickup truck and took officers for a little bit of a ride through the Los Angeles area. They are currently in Montebello, stopped here, waiting for the suspect or two people in this pickup truck to get out. So again, viewer discretion is advised as we watch this, and thanks for bearing with us while we did some stream maintenance this afternoon.
The rim, it was dramatic.
All right, everybody. Officers have been waiting patiently here for quite a few minutes. Again, viewer discretion is advised, and you are watching Fox News Now. If this is your first time here or you're watching on the Fox 10 Phoenix Facebook page, feel free to head on over to our YouTube and click subscribe. You'll be alerted anytime we go to live breaking news like this across the country. Again, that's youtube.com/Fox 10 Phoenix.
And the longer that they don't give up, again, the mentality of some of these individuals. We do now know that the male passenger is on parole for auto theft. So, no question, he's going back to jail. He's going back to jail. As a parolee, you have to abide by very strict rules, and one of which is not to be a repeater in your crime. And certainly, he's been an accomplice to that. So he's going back to jail. She's racked up a number of violations, including allegedly stealing this vehicle. So both, they're waiting it out. And again, we've heard that possibly both are suffering from some sort of mental illness, maybe under the influence as well. All of that coming into play here. And they're choosing just to stay inside that cab and out of handcuffs at this point. Here comes the armored vehicle. So, that's such a good question, Marla and Bob, in that, you know, you see a situation like this, and then you assume it's going to be this long-term standoff, and then for whatever reason, you know, the individuals just open the door and they give themselves up. Or pursuits too. They're running down the street at 80, 90 miles an hour, making wide turns, and all of a sudden they pull up to to the curb and open the door with their hands up and say, I give up.
Are people safe? And with that, I'll take your questions. Cecilia.
Thank you, Sarah. The president says that when Steve Bannon was fired, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind. Does he feel betrayed by Steve Bannon?
Other agencies saw an uptick as well. Officers surrounding this, they've pushed the general public back, including the employees and any visitors of the Montebello Chevrolet here on the of Whittier and 3rd. Exactly. He's gonna make his way to the south and then approach the vehicle from the east side, and it's coming up the street right now, 2 blocks away, coming northbound up towards Whittier Boulevard here. It'll come into frame shortly. So, and again, it's an intimidating factor too sometimes for the suspects when they see a vehicle like that parked right in front of their car with, you know, guns drawn. They're not going anywhere. You know, they could sit it out as long as they want, but there's going to come a point where they get hungry, they get tired, they may need to use the restroom, and they just say, enough of this. And that's, you know, a situation that we've seen many of times. So anything that they can do to try to create an intimidation factor to create a safe haven for the public, a perimeter, if you will, around the situation down below. If need be, bring in crisis negotiators to talk them out of it. Bring in a relative if they haven't already, if there is some sort of communication going on, if there is a cell phone in use inside that U-Haul pickup truck allegedly stolen in Bell Gardens, and a family member, because we do know from the LA County Sheriff's helicopter that's circling overhead that communication was made between the sister of the alleged stolen vehicle suspect down below. And that communication essentially gave them more information. That's exactly right. Again, you don't know what you're dealing with, and you know, mental illness is such a serious situation, and when somebody is compromised and not in the right frame of mind, and if you do mix in you know, alcohol or drugs, which may be the case, we don't know, a lot of this is just coming in secondhand, then you're dealing with even more erratic individuals who may still possibly be armed. I mean, you have a parolee in there who's already stolen at least one vehicle in the past, and in doing so, you know, you may need a weapon. So it's very possible that they could be armed. Face it head on, again, intimidating the driver and the passenger of the vehicle, guns drawn, essentially creating more of that perimeter, officers behind, officers in the front, making sure that that vehicle doesn't, we believe it's disabled, but who knows? You know, it may still have a little oomph into it. So anything to stop this in the spot that it's at, keep it there and keep it safe and set a line around it, keeping the public safe and keeping those 2 suspects in that containment area, and then just waiting it out. And part of that is bringing in an armored vehicle. I mean, they're pretty swift. We're going to try to get a view of where it actually ended up, because it was coming up the street here, and you could. Yeah, pulled over to the side here, and maybe, you know, perhaps it still needs to the crew on board there, the officers, the specially trained officers, need a little bit more of a briefing, intel on how they're going to handle it. They can't just drive up a rogue and set up shop how they feel that they want to. I mean, they're being briefed. Perhaps they weren't given enough information on the way, so they pulled off to the side here, and they're waiting for further instructions. So they're just a block or so away from the pickup truck down below. And they're on the move now, so we'll see what happens here. And some of it may have been traffic, but he's being led. That's a police or SWAT vehicle as well, that SUV there in front of the armored vehicle.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching Fox News Now, whether you're on the Fox 10 Phoenix Facebook page or you're watching us on our YouTube. Again, you are taking a live look at what was earlier a pursuit of a alleged stolen U-Haul. We're being told from the reporter out there in Los Angeles.
Oh, here comes the doors. The door just opened here. And she's been fidgeting around. Well, maybe that's it. See, this is a situation that we've seen so many times in the past for whatever reason. One hand out to the left, but it still looks like she needs to get something there in the cab. And she's still sitting there. And maybe no, it looks like she's being restrained possibly by by her male occupant. I can't. Your monitors down there, I know, are much larger than mine, but she's got. Yeah, he's got his arm around her, right? Yep. She's trying to get out. That's a bear hug embrace. So it looks like she wants to give up. Yeah, this is something else to see. If you love her, set her free. Come on. And it looks like that's what he's going to do. Yeah. She's got her arms out. Yeah, I think they're upset. Again, we know a lot more about these two individuals, and she's speaking to him. He's trying to, pull her back in. And that creates an even, more dramatic situation. So, I mean, it looks like it doesn't look like he's doing anything too forceful. I think he's just trying to embrace her and say, no, don't go. It doesn't look like he's trying to harm her, but she's trying to get out. At this point, yeah. Okay, now she's out. Now he's got his hands out too, and she's going to do what she's told, exactly what she's told. And here comes the bear cat on cue. And then see, she's going, no, no, no. And again, they may, again, we know a little bit more about these two. She's trying to keep her hands up, the officers, but then trying to pushing them away. Okay, well, here comes here we go. And they're both hands up, yeah. Oh, he was just tased. He was tased just to be safe, yeah. I don't think she was. He was for sure, right? But I think it was multiple times. I think you're right on that, Marla. So he was tased, and bottom line, both are in custody now. Both are being handcuffed. K-9 unit standing by. Bell Gardens, deputies from the LA County Sheriff's Department. Certainly did. That's right. That was a call I made, and that once you see something like that, and it's very possible that she was wanting to give up. That was a different perspective that we just saw there. We saw him fidgeting around, throwing items outside the vehicle, and sure enough, she wanted to give up, and hopefully she's in okay shape at this time. Although she led police on a high-speed pursuit, endangering the public, colliding with another pickup truck, possibly injuring the occupants of that vehicle. Obviously, it's non-lethal force. It's non-lethal force, and we don't know exactly. We saw the picture, obviously, but you have to understand that the suspects were being told specifically what to do, and she was trying, and he wasn't, and he was more of a threat at that point, and they felt the need. And he's walking now. He's up. Exactly, and he's up and walking now. So again, it stuns you. It's a shock. There's no question. Whether or not he'll need any type of medical attention, that's unclear. If fire will have to roll up and check him out, being that non-lethal, that taser was employed on him. So both suspects in custody. Again, this U-Haul truck Pursuit allegedly stolen out of Bell Gardens. Bell Gardens, the lead agency. LA County Sheriff's Department got in on it. They were tracking it from above. We got the intel about the suspects, the 2 suspects, and that male who was tasered, allegedly, at least what we were given, is a parolee out after stealing another vehicle. And he certainly is. He's going back to jail, and she is too, and they're not going to be able to share the same cell. Yeah.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching Fox News Now. You are taking a live look at the end of a double suspect pursuit. It appears a man and woman stole a U-Haul pickup truck and then took officers on a little bit of a chase. It ended here with the truck on its rim and the woman getting out. The man was holding her back for a little bit, and then she got out of the vehicle. He joined her. He kind of held her tight while she was trying to cooperate with officers, and then finally the 2 of them were taken into custody. You're watching Fox News Now, whether you're on the Fox 10 Phoenix Facebook Live or on YouTube. We appreciate you being with us.
Crazy. Well, at least they're okay. Yeah. No, that was good. Hey, it was good that you got on that side, Elijah. Thank you. I know that we were moving a little bit. Hey, it's just timing, you know. When it was just walking of the suspect. That's all right. We're in a really good position for the. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, the monitor just went out, my monitor.
All right, everybody, we are going to switch gears to the White House press conference. Again, we are switching gears to the White House press conference because this is over. Thanks so much for watching.
Has there been any consideration